Hi, this is Monica from Unique Designs by Monica, and today we are doing this summer popsicle sign. Now, this particular SVG is going to take a little longer, more than the 13-minute videos that I have done. It's going to be maybe 20, 25 minutes because there's so much that needs to be done. And it's just a little bit of tweaking that's going to be happening with this particular SVG. Now, we're just going to take last week's demonstration and I'm going to apply it to this week's demonstration. Now, the things that we're going to need is obviously our work that we did last week, and we're going to get the font. Uh, it's called Jolie, July. I want to say July. Now, if you can't find it on 1001 fonts or the font, I will put a link in the description below or to something similar. All right, I'm going to set this aside because I don't need that anymore. This little guy right here, I'm going to group together. Oh, I didn't group the whole thing. Group, 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 group. All right, and I'm going to set this guy to the side. And we are working on this right here. Let's get a little closer. Okay. As you can see, this is from last week. So we're going to ungroup, remove this, and we're just going to be working with these two over and over again. Okay? So before we start, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's get this started right there. I'm going to set right there and work my way this way since this one's already here. I'm going to group just this, which is already grouped except for this one. And I'm going to duplicate it to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. I'm going to have to give it a little bit of space. Not this much, but just a little bit. I'm going to move it over. Select. Move it over. Select. Oh. Move it over. Let's move this guy over too. And I need to get rid of this one and duplicate the one in the back. Nope, not you. Alright. I'm going to flip this one over. I have this backwards. There we go. Now we have what we're working with here. And just to make sure they are all even, I'm just going to put them on a line bottom. There we go. That looks pretty good. But the colors are off, so I'm going to ungroup everything. And I'm going to start changing the color. Like this little guy is supposed to be this color. Alright. I'm going to keep working my way. Changing all the colors that I need. Okay. Let me group that one back together. This needs, of course, needs to be the greener color. I'm going to go with the lighter green that I have here. And I'm just picking all of the colors out of here rather than trying to figure out what colors was I using prior. Okay, got that. Oh, is this not ungrouped? No, it's grouped. I just chose a color that it already has. Okay. Oh, no, it's not grouped. Hold on. Let's get a little closer to see what I did here. Ungroup. I should probably ungroup these so I don't keep having the same problem. Do all of them? Yes. Okay. Let's bring all my colors here so I don't have to keep going back to the sides. Alright. Changing my colors to fit my design. Okay. Moving on to yellow. And I'd rather do these now than try to fidget with them later, especially with everything I need to do with them. Okay, and then my back one. Now, as you can see, my popsicle stick is the same color as my popsicle. So what I'm going to do is just change that to something darker. There we go. All right, moving along, gonna change this into blue. Lighter blue, and then the shade, darker blue. And then I'm gonna go for a more peachy color rather than pink. Or should I say more salmon-y color? Something like that. Get that darker. Okay, good. All of our colors have been done. I'm going to just leave this guy here so I can see what you guys can see what I'm doing. Now that we have our primary design done already, that took us 6 minutes to get it all done, because we already worked on it last week. All we need to do is just modify it a little to make it look what we have on the top. Okay. So let's go over to our text. And we're going to just submit the word summer. Okay. They're all lowercase. I'm not worried about. Here's the funny thing about this particular font. It has 2 settings, which I will show you here in just a second. I'm going to change the color. And I'm going to go over to my text style. And I'm going to change the name to JOLI. Is that it? Yes, it is. As you can see, this is the very same font, but it has 2 styles. Let me just make it a little bit bigger. If I do it with the lowercase, it gives me this. Now, I'm going to do it again. Copy and paste. I'm going to select the top here. And I'm going to do it all caps. SUMMER. Now that is what we were looking for. This particular font is supposed to overlap. So say if you wanted this for, I don't know, stenciling or another project. Let me just change the colors here. Okay. And they're supposed to just overlap like this. It's a very beautiful font. Once I find it, and it'll be in the link below, and you can have both of them. Because, let's just make this black, so because you can't see it with the background. Okay, for whatever reason, say if you wanted just this as an overlap, you could. But if you just wanted the butterflies or the little calligraphy on the S or the M, you can just ungroup, release the compound path, and now these just become all individual. Let's just get a little closer here so you can see what I'm doing. So yeah, I just wanted the butterfly, which I just kind of moved that. Group. Now you have your own, another usable SVG. Or say you wanted this little leaf, you can use that as well. Or you wanted just this for this angle, or these individually. All of them come apart, and you can group them or weld them however you wish. Okay. But we are just interested in this right here. So let's get a little bit further back. Now all I'm going to do is make this a little bigger. And I want to make sure that my S right here looks to where I need it to be. I just moved that. Let's see, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to ungroup. And all I'm going to do is select the UMMER, and I'm just going to move it. And then let go of the U, grab the MER, move it over. keep doing that to every single popsicle. Okay. Now, you might think, oh, well, all I have to do is change the color and I'm done. Not necessarily. See, for these particular ones, I'm going to have to move the M just a little bit, the E and the R. Say if you were making a shirt, overlapping that much vinyl will end up burning the vinyl below it. So what we're going to do, let's get a little closer here, is we're going to eat away every single popsicle here. Like this is going to be our cutting tool, basically, kind of like a hole punch or a cookie cutter. We're going to cookie cut this whole thing all the way down to this dark color. So I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to highlight the darker inner panels, and I'm going to subtract. Where's my little subtract tool? Right there. Modify panel, subtract. Now you're thinking to yourself, well, what did that do? Well, it ate through it. You see? Now it looks like a dollar sign. But let's go back, because we need to eat through this panel as well. Subtract. Now if you were just using let's just say you were using cardstock, you could just put, you wouldn't need to cookie cut it all the way through. You would just put it right on top, giving it more dimension. But if you were doing vinyl or something that layers on top of one another, and there's a high possibility of ruining the vinyl underneath, then you would want to cookie cut it all the way through. Now we no longer need the S, and we're going to do the same thing with the U, M, M, E, R. Okay, so we're going to select here, here, and subtract. Here, here, and subtract. Now, you're just thinking to yourself, well, why don't I just select this, this, and this? Well, if you do that, I'll show you. Okay, that one's done. But I'll show you with the M. Okay. If I did this, if I went from, let's just make sure this is where I want it. If I select all three panels and I use subtract, you're thinking, oh, it did what I needed to do. Not necessarily. Let me show you the difference. By going in order, it only did the top part, and I still have it like that. Undo, undo. But if I subtracted all of these, it starts cutting into here and went all the way through. You don't want to do that. You want to take your time and do each panel individually. All right. So we're just going to select here, here, select, grab my M, select the back, and now, just to make sure, yep, there it is. Okay. And we're just going to keep doing that down the line. Just modify this to where I want it to be. Okay. Subtract. Grab my M. Subtract. Oh, it was still. There you go. All right. Now we're going to grab our E, do the same thing, subtract, and subtract. Okay, last one, subtract, and subtract. Okay, let's get rid of that. Never mind. I guess it only did take us about 14 minutes to do this particular SVG. I thought it was going to take longer. For whatever reason, I had it in my head that this was going to take longer, but it literally took us 14 minutes to do this. Wow. All right, we are done. I can get rid of this. And then, oh, I got a little straggler here. I just noticed it. Delete that. All right. and group everything together, and then just size this a little bit bigger, just a tiny bit. I want to make sure this fits everything and make sure this goes right in the center. All right. Thank you so much for watching this quick tutorial. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Um, Feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you very much and have a beautiful day.